Darius Smith with a sack.
Well, check the flag here. Was thrown away.
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Give me a follow on X at @green_Jericho. Like and subscribe to this channel. And like and subscribe to my other channel, Green's House. What's going on, everybody? Live. We're doing it live. It's been a while. Glad to be back live. Glad to be back to interact with you guys and like check in. I want to check in on your mental health. Don't you get sick of hearing shit like that? Your mental health. Shut up. So, I haven't talked to you guys since I was live on election night. I hope you guys have been basking in the glow of that victory. It was amazing. It was about fucking time. Jill Spears says, hello, Jericho. My son's name is Jericho. Well, he must be a good kid. Thank you all for being here. I see you in the comment section. I see some new people. I see a lot of regulars. I thank you guys. But yeah, we haven't been together live, at least, since election night, and it's been wonderful watching the left melt down. Thank your son for his service, please, Jill. Watching the left melt down, watching them do crazy shit. Because you had Sloppy Joe, I did a video about it. He invited Trump. Well, I mean, it's kind of protocol, passing of the torch and, blah, blah, blah here. We're handing it over to you. You're going to be the next president, all that, the horse shit that they have to do. But he had Trump at the White House, but forget it. What am I doing? Why am I telling you? I'll just show you who they told us that Trump was.
Meine Arbeit für richtig hältst. Ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab, wenn ja.
Was that? No, that was Hitler, right? I get it confused. Trump, Hitler, the same. That's what they told us. They told us ever since he started running for president, and it really got ramped up during his presidency and then revived during the 2024 election. But that's who they told us he was, Hitler. He took over, or he tried to take over all of Europe. He took over a good piece of it in World War II, killed all those Jews. He's the Jew killer, right? That's who they told us Trump was. Well, then why in the fuck did you invite him to the White House? You mean all those things you were saying were lies during the campaign, Sloppy Joe? I don't get it. Why would you invite Hitler to your house? And then you had two of the largest jackasses from CNN, Mika Brzezinski, and if you can spell her last name without Googling it, I will send you a cookie in the mail. Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, the two hosts of Morning Joe, they went to Mar-a-Lago and sat down with Trump for more than an hour. Why? He's Hitler. We'll get into that. And then also, I mentioned the left losing it. Who are the leftiest of the lefties? The View, that gaggle of cackling, barren, dried egg whores. How they're still in the air, I don't know. But they're the worst of the worst. So they're the worst of the left, but the worst of them would have to be Sonny Hoxton. And why is it always the mixed ones? The mixed ones are always saying America's racist when you probably got some of those racist people's blood in you. Anyway, she's mad at Mika Brzezinski and I was calling him Sloppy Joe and Joe Scarborough for going to visit with Trump. Well, I got a clip of that for you too. So you get to, hopefully you don't have any food in your stomach, because when you see Sonny Hoxton's face, you might puke. But why are they doing that? Why are they all scrambling to go hang out with Hitler? Are you scared? Are you worried? I don't get it. You tell us this whole thing, he's awful, he's terrible, he's a horrible person. January 6th, he's a monster. But then you go to the monster's house. How many of you would go to the monster's house? There's always a house in your neighborhood. You know, sometimes there's some kind of story. What do they call that? An urban legend about that house. Would you go in there? Would you? Hell no, you wouldn't. So why would they? Why would they do that? Why would you go hang out with Hitler on purpose? Unless he's not Hitler and you were full of shit. Now, the clip that I opened with, you saw John Jones. Man, he kicked the shit out of that dude. Gave him a spinning back kick to his floating rib. Ouch. But he won, undisputed heavyweight champ. And the way that he went up to Trump and was like, yes, he's screaming, yes, handed him the belt. And Trump was saying, you can kind of hear what they're saying. He was saying that Trump told him, you're something else, man. And Bones Jones was like, man, I didn't know you were going to come to this fight. He's, I'm so glad that you're impressed with me. But that sentiment and that feeling and that energy in that UFC match is reflected by the outside world. In America, that's how we all feel. That's why Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, got her teeth stomped out by Trump in the election, because we all want that. It wasn't even close. She took an ass whooping that I don't think anybody has ever taken in a presidential election. Maybe the Mondale back, when Reagan smashed him out pretty good. That was really bad. But damn, but Reagan didn't have the comeback that Trump did. The bullshit charges, the convictions, Georgia, they had him in court. New York, they had him in court. The impeachments. They tried to kill him. Let's not forget about that. How did they sweep that under the rug? How did they do that? Somebody shot this man in his ear. Had he not turned his head, they would have blew his brains out in 1080p, but nobody wants to talk about it. So they tried to jail him, and they tried to take his fortune, and they tried to kill him, and then he still had the greatest political comeback in U.S. history. And at that UFC fight, he was not alone. He rode with his crew. And I wouldn't be mad if they started separating them and not letting them travel together, because I don't want anything to happen to these people. It's not like somebody tried to shoot Trump. But Vivek was there, Musk was there, RFK was there, Tulsi was there, the whole crew was there. And these people are going to do some real damage to the machine. And that's what we wanted. That's why he won by such a landslide. And I did two videos on the UFC fight and the whole viral Trump dance that's sweeping the sports world. And there was another one by a U.S. soccer player. I'll show you that one. But it was flagged, and then it was blocked because I guess the UFC claimed copyright or whatever because I used the footage. But I actually got it from another news organization. It wasn't like it was from the UFC website or something. But whatever, fuck them. So I will talk about some of the things I talked about in that video. But I'm just wondering, why do you keep hanging out with the guy you called Hitler? The left is melting down, and I fucking love it. And also, excuse me, I'm a little bit sick. You know, you get a little sick, you don't miss work, you're not in bed, you can fight through it. That's where I'm at. I'm at the tail end of it. Also, is Sloppy Joe trying to kick off World War III before he gets out of office? It's a legitimate question, because the other day he authorized Ukraine to use U.S.-made ordnance against Russia. And Russia said, if you do that, we could have a nuclear problem. So Russia has made some pretty serious moves in the last couple of days since he made that announcement. And the Ukrainians shot U.S. ordnance into Russia. So the deed has already been done. The question is, what is Putin going to do about it? What's he going to do? Because really, in war, where they say all's fair in love and war, really he can do whatever he wants. I mean, why not? You shot missiles into his country. He is allowed to respond any way that he wants. Imagine if Canada, like they have the balls to do that, but imagine Canada or Mexico launching missiles into the United States. You know how you'd feel? You know what you'd be saying? You would be saying President, or I guess Sloppy Joe, if he's still in when it's happening, you would be saying Biden needs to hit Mexico or Canada, whoever shot the missiles, with our full military might, because you don't do that shit. You don't fuck around like that. You don't shoot missiles into our country. So really, Putin can react any way that he wants, and you really don't have shit to say. That's like walking up to somebody and slapping them, and then they take a baseball bat and hit you in your forehead, and you say that was too much. Well, you can't gauge my response because you shouldn't have fucked with me in the first place. Now, Rick LP says Putin is always bluffing. Okay, that's true. Maybe he's puffing up, blowing a little smoke. That's fine. But we won't know for sure until we know for sure. One thing we do know, pretty close to for sure, that this bullshit wouldn't have happened if Trump was in office. Putin didn't hatch this idea to invade or to start a war with Ukraine overnight. There was a reason he waited a certain 4-year period until he started this shit. So coincidence? I think not. Sloppy Joe waits until 2 months out to tell Ukraine, yeah, go ahead and do some shit that's going to piss Russia off. Now, is this his way of leaving Trump with a mess when he takes office? Are they trying to give Trump something so big to worry about that he's not going to have time to be concerned about the border or lowering crime or fixing the economy because he has World War III on his hands? Is that what they're trying to do? Would you put that past him? No. I think they totally would. Why now? Why 2 months out? Why didn't you tell Ukraine to do that at this point 2 years ago, a year ago? Why would you choose to do that 2 months before you leave office? Do you think if Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, won the election that they would be doing this? I think not. And this just goes to show, this proves once again, something we've seen hundreds, if not thousands of times. This proves that they do not give a shit about us. Why would you potentially take steps to start World War III on your way out? Are you not concerned with the American people? Of course not. Now, like you said, Putin could be bluffing. He could be talking shit, just trying to get some attention, trying to get Trump to the negotiation table. I don't know. But are we willing to take that risk? And I think with Putin, as with any world leader, any of these dictators out there doing bad shit, the bad guys. I think, like with Putin, the only reason that they don't fire a nuke over here or smuggle one into the country, which right now, is it smuggling if it's not hard? Is it smuggling something into the U.S. if you could just walk across the border? But the reason they don't launch any nukes or sneak a nuke into here, a tactical nuke, and blow it up in New York City or some shit like that, is because of the retaliation. They know that they will be signing their own death warrant. They know that if they launch a nuke or detonate a nuke on U.S. soil, it's a wrap. They are going to die. Whatever city they're in is going to die, and they don't want that. They want to stay alive and enjoy the spoils of being a dictator. They like having the military march, and goose step in front of them, and when they're on the parade at the parade review board, they're all marching in front of them, and you have all these emaciated, starving children in their little outfits twirling around ribbons or they have these synchronized routines. And on the outside, it looks like, man, that country is really powerful militarily, and all the people are so happy to be living under their regime. They like that. They like the opulence of where they live, these homes and castles, and the food that they get to eat, and the women or whatever they're into that they get to fuck all the time. They like that. They don't want to give that up. They don't want to get nuked. They don't want to be Sarah Connor. They don't want to be Sarah Connor in T2 when she's holding onto that fence trying to yell and scream at herself with John Connor. And the nuke goes off and all her skin comes off of her bones. They don't want that. That's why they don't do that. So I don't think Putin's ready to die. Do I think he's going to do anything? No. But why would you take the step? Why would you take the chance? Why would you gamble with our lives and do something that could potentially kick that shit off? Unless you don't give a shit, which is possible. Excuse me. So, why don't we go ahead? Careless, I see you. I will get to you. I swear. But why don't we kick it off with Sonny, that wretched, insufferable, see you next Tuesday. Like the willful ignorance, it just pisses me off. What pisses me off most about the left, when they talk about Trump and what he's going to do, and he's going to be a dictator, he's going to take this and women's rights, and you can't kill your baby and all this bullshit, is he's been in there before. You're acting like he wasn't president already. Why didn't he do it then? He didn't even do anything close to that. Matter of fact, the Supreme Court justices that he nominated and who eventually made it into the Supreme Court, they got rid of Roe v. Wade and gave the power back to you, you stupid bitch. He gave the power back to you. So you and the people you live with in your community and your state, you can decide what you do with your body, not the government far, 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 far away in D.C. He gave you the power, asshole. Isn't that what you wanted? The slogan isn't power to the government. It's power to the people. You're the people, stupid. Here's your power. So if your right to snuff out your innocent baby is taken away, that's because the people in your state didn't want it, not Trump, you dumb fuck. Trump gave the power back to you. You decide. But you know how they feel about personal responsibility. Ew, get it away from me. Ew, 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 ew. Gross, gross, gross. Oh my God. Anybody have any Purell so I can get this personal responsibility off of me? Dumbasses. I can't stand that. He's going to be a dictator. It's going to be a bloodbath. You know what he meant. You know what he meant when he said bloodbath. You know what he meant when he said dictator on day one. It was a joke. You know what a joke is? Look in the mirror. There's one. Fucking assholes. Speaking of assholes, here's queen of them all.
The bottom line is that America needs a free press that is willing to speak truth to power right now, more than ever. And I think that we have to be very clear-eyed when we think about the president-elect and cover the president-elect. And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth and to be able to cover a story. So maybe they're not journalists in the true sense. Maybe they're saying that they're opinion journalists. But we have to remember that Trump is the guy who ushered in the era of fake news. He is the guy who ushered in alternative facts. He is the guy who attacked 3 black female journalists. He's the guy that revoked Jim Acosta's press credentials for asking him a question. And so I think that this president-elect, I hate to say it, would like nothing more than to have only Fox News cover him, would like nothing more than a state-sponsored media. And I don't think he can be trusted in the way that other presidents can be trusted. This is an aberration.
What other presidents were you talking about that could be trusted? Obama? Sloppy Joe? Bush? Who are you talking about? He can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. State-run media, when did he do that? I believe on the campaign trail in this last 2024 election, he was talking to all kinds of people. He only went on Fox News twice. He went on there with Greg Gutfeld and Tyrus. And a matter of fact, I think the Tyrus interview, I'm not sure that was even on Fox, but he did go on the Greg Gutfeld show. How many debates did he do? Who was the moderators on the debates? Who were they? Who they work for? ABC? CNN? What are you talking about? State-run media? If he's a dictator, don't you realize, you vapid ding-dong, that if he was a real-life, tried and true dictator, your piece of shit show would be gone first. Because what dictators do is they crush resistance. Whether it be militarily, you got an uprising, you need to kill some villagers, or through the media, TV shows and radio shows speaking against said dictator. What do you think? You think he's going to take everybody else out but leave the view? You would be gone first, you dumbass. So obviously you're full of shit. You mean to tell me in 4 years Trump couldn't get rid of you and everybody else who speaks ill of him in the media? And even more than that, do you think the American people would allow that? Do you think we want to live under a dictator too, you dumb shit? This is the guy, and this is the guy. And you know what my favorite part of that was? Is when she said, the president-elect, I hate to say it, good. Good. I hope you wake up every single day in the next 4 years hating it. I hope you toss and turn in your bed at night, hating the fact that Trump is your president. Because the rest of the countries will be me. Trump, thanks for making America great. Me, you dumbass. I hope you hate it. I hope it gives you gray hairs upstairs and downstairs. Good. I'm glad you all fucking hate it. Good, because you've been espousing that bullshit for years, and now it's our turn. I'm glad you fucking hate it. Fuck you all. All you lying media outlets, all you piece of shit celebrities who got out here telling us if you don't do this, this is going to happen. If Hitler was really going to take over the White House, why did she have to pay you millions of dollars to come out there and push her message? Try not to get him in the White House. Wouldn't you have a feeling in your soul as an American citizen to get out there and do it because it's right? Don't be ridiculous. Do it because it's the right thing. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Careless, what up? Thank you. Says, I remember when all of these conservative YouTubers abandoned Trump for DeSantis earlier in the campaign. Everyone except you and JLP. Salute from Czechia. Hey, thank you, man. Nah, man, I wasn't going to abandon Trump because he's the one who needs to be in there. Would we have the same feeling? Would we be on the same trajectory if DeSantis got in office? Because he does a great job down in Florida, but that's just not who we need. We need somebody with alligator skin to get in there and change this shit, to assemble that team. I don't think the people in Trump's cabinet would have done it. I don't think they would have done it. I don't think they would have been excited to do it. It just wouldn't have been the same field. This is right. Trump is the right candidate to get our country back on track, and he's picking the right people. Mr. Ali K, what's up? Thanks for the Hamilton. Hey, Jericho, Trump daddy is in office. Thank you for your content. Let's go, Americans. You damn right. And you know, we hated it. We hated going through the sloppy Joe regime, watching him stumble and bumble and fall, and just watching his brain deteriorate. Like, you ever build a sandcastle at the beach and the wave just comes in, and every time the wave comes, it just erodes more and more of that sandcastle away. That's his brain. That's what we watched in real time. Just making us look like straight incompetent jackasses on the international stage. You go to these G7 summits and who's next? The president. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then that cackling idiot is number two. But I'm glad we suffered through it. It's like being a kid and you got your favorite meal, but your mom went ahead and threw a big ass pile of vegetables on it. then you got to get through those vegetables before you get to that good meal. Well, we ate our vegetables. We suffered through it. Now it's time. It's time. Oh, man. Got him Coach 23 says, hey, Big Jericho, when will President Trump talk about ending chemtrails, or anyone on the right talk about ending chemtrails, like how we have RFK to end chemicals in food? That's a good question. Unfortunately, you don't hear people talking about it, but maybe that will fall under the umbrella of the HHS. Maybe that's something that RFK can do, or at least bring it to Trump's attention, because that's a problem as well. But that's another thing, man. You never know. We don't know what this dude has up his sleeve, and that's what the left hates about him. He's unpredictable. He's not under their control. They don't have him on a leash like they've had past presidents. So, man, you don't know. Okay, the Ferg says contrails, not chemtrails. Uh-oh, we got some pushback. Nitro fence is not real. Angela Kidd Williams, thank you. She says they are trying to start a war to stay in office, and the Democrats' antics begin in Ohio with Antifa resurfacing. Excuse me. I think that if Sloppy Joe is willing to give the green light to Ukraine to use ordnance that could potentially put us on a path toward World War III, I think that anything's possible. Of course, they could potentially breathe life into Antifa again. I think what they want to do is have Trump, like I mentioned before, is have him dealing with so many things that he can't keep his campaign promises. And in the long run, that could hurt us, because if Trump is seen as not keeping his campaign promises, then it's going to be real tough to push a J.D. Vance to take his place after him. So, or whoever. I think it would make more sense to have J.D. Vance run for president, being that he's been right there and he's been part of the successes in the White House. But I think that's what they're trying to do. This is last-ditch effort, man. They're throwing everything. You know, people say everything but the kitchen sink. They're throwing everything and the kitchen sink. They're trying to fuck this up. They're trying to gum up the works. They're trying to give him so much other shit to deal with that he can't do what he ran on. But I don't think that's possible. I really don't. I think his negotiation skills are that good. I think that he could sit down with a Putin and Zelensky. He got the damn leaders of North and South Korea to sit down. That's like getting the Bloods and Crips to sit down and have brunch together. I think that's totally possible. I think that can be a lot of this can be taken care of with negotiation. And you already seen in the past couple of weeks plenty of world leaders reaching out to, hey, Trump, oh, glad you won. Hey, buddy. Here, we sent you some edible arrangements. Looking good. Did you lose weight? They know what's up. They know who's coming back. They know daddy's home. So I think him sitting down and dealing and talking with these people, that's going to alleviate a lot of this. But that's not going to keep them from trying. That's not going to keep them from trying to fuck it up to where he can't do what he said he would do. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Trump's already talking to Putin. I think he's already talking to Xi Jinping or whatever the fucking president of China's name is. But they're still going to try. Why? Because they hate us. What do you mean? They hate us. They despise us. Why do you think they tried to put a bullet through our boy's head? If they could, they'd put a bullet through ours. You think they wouldn't want to kill all 350 million of us? Especially you sick, disgusting, straight parents and married people? Ew, you guys are disgusting. You're making families? Gross. But they can't shoot us all in the head, so they'd shoot him in the head instead. Not fucking around. Facts only. What up, yo? What up, Gian? So the overwhelming majority of your favorite pro athletes are Trump supporters. Yes, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it literally. We're seeing that shit. You saw Bones Jones, the tight end from the Raiders, the receiver from the Titans, the defensive players from the Lions. This cat right here, let me show you this one. This is a U.S. soccer player. Shout out to my man Oliver Mack. Hold on, I want to show you another one too. Hold on. There's two of them that I want to show you. Ooh, maybe even three. But there's two for sure that I want to show you. All right, here we go. So this one is going to be the soccer player. Here we go. This is the U.S. soccer player who does the Trump dance.
Right out to the right side there for Weston McKennie. McKennie over the top. Lovely ball for Pulisic. It's Christian Pulisic. It's absolutely delightful from the United States. And Christian Pulisic has the early goal.
Yeah. Yeah. You see that shit? You weren't going to see that. And we didn't even see that in 2016 when he won the first time. You remember, he's won already. Where was the support then? Where were these athletes coming out and showing their support then? Trump did that dance. He's been doing that for a long time. This ain't new. This ain't some 2024 shit. He's been doing that dance for a long time. Where was the support then? There was a fear there. There's no more fear. You know why there's no more fear? Because everybody wanted Trump. That's why, not just Trump supporters, not this small contingent of you lunatics who love your country. That's so weird. Why would you love your country? It's not just that small group. It's everybody. So now, you know, there's strength in numbers. Now there's more of us. They're not afraid. That's why you're seeing shit like this. Also, it says they have just been forced to stay silent for years because the left-wing media tried to destroy anyone who speaks out against the party. The fear of media backlash is dead. Why is my neighbor choosing right now to mow his lawn? I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. But that is so true. They're dead. The fear of them is dead. The power they had, the grip that they had is dead. You saw it. They brought out every damn celebrity, every A-lister, everybody they had video or flight log information on, everybody who went to that island, everybody who went to a Diddy party and grabbed a bottle of baby oil that was tainted with MDMA or whatever you put in that shit. All you sons of bitches got called into duty. He said duty. All you rotten bastards were mobilized to try to get that cackling bitch in office, and it didn't work. It was like BBs off a battleship. Pew, pew. Clooney, DiCaprio, Eminem, Beyonce. Didn't work. Didn't make a fucking dent. It fell on deaf ears. That's all they had. You guys have to realize that they shot their shot. They blew their load, so to speak. That was their haymaker. That was it. You guys, don't you realize that they brought out Barack Obama? Barack Obama? Look at him. He's so articulate. He's sexy. Oh, listen to the way he talks. He's smooth. Oh, he's the president. Obama. Oh, Obama. Oh, Obama. Oh, Obama. Remember how the media and entertainment was over Obama? They brought him out. He tried to browbeat the male Negro. I'm talking to the brothers. And I know a thing or two about brothers because I am married to one, and you should see the cock owner. That's the only thing you know about brothers, Obama. You ain't never been no brother. The fuck out of here. Rick DeBella, what up? All you mofos. Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez. What happened? They brought them all out. They enlisted all of them. Nothing. Pepsi Girl says, are you in Texas yet? We are. Best decision. Not yet. Somebody hasn't bought our house yet. So any of you in here, feel free to contact me and purchase my home so we can get the fuck out of California. Oh, to all my Californians out there, I saw somebody here earlier who was saying, what up from LA? Well, all my California brethren and sisterin, is sisterin a word? If brethren is, then sisterin should be. But all my fellow Californians, what you need to do is run down to your local store. You don't have to go to like a box store, you know, a Walmart or something like that. You can go to CVS, Walgreens, whatever. Get a bottle of KY jelly, Astroglide baby oil. If you get baby oil, don't get the Diddy edition. But what you want to do is you want to squirt some of that lubricant on your hand and then reach back and put it around your butthole, because Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom is about to fuck us again. How? Well, it's coming in the form of a 65-cent gas tax. Oh, what? You thought you paid enough tax? You thought you were done paying tax? You thought you paid enough? You thought you were paying more than your fair share? Well, guess what, you son bitch? You better eke out another 65 cents. You rotten son of a bitch. The Whore of One says, Jericho, my local Food for Less has deodorant behind metal locked doors. Now it's turning into San Francisco. Thanks a lot to sleazy car salesman Gavin Newsom. Well, I went to Walmart a couple weeks. Excuse me. Went to Walmart a couple weeks back. I needed to get some, what was it, some beard balm or something like that. I walk over to the girl. I say, excuse me, can you open the cabinet for me? I need to get some beard balm. She said, you need to go over to the girl in cosmetics. She needs to walk over here with you, unlock it, take it back over to cosmetics, and pay for it there. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing all that for one product, but it's all locked up. It's all behind glass. And who's being inconvenienced? Us. The law-abiding citizens who wouldn't steal shit in the first place. So why am I being punished for some shit that I wouldn't do? Because that's how it works. You're not going to punish the one doing wrong. You punish the one who's not doing wrong. Duh. Don't you guys know how this shit works? You punish the people who are not doing wrong, and somehow that's going to lower crime. Okay. Beatrix Kiddo says, Jericho, lower the price and dip. We did. We did lower the price by 15 grand. Brooklyn Rican Soul says, Target's the same. Yeah, anywhere. Deodorant, body wash. Oh, and definitely spray paint and all that shit. That's been locked up for a long time. But yeah, all the shit you need, it's all locked up. And it's going to inconvenience you. Not inconvenience the criminal by locking their bitch ass up in jail. No, inconvenience the customer who did nothing wrong. Let me see. Underground Railroad Tyrone says, not sunscreen, LOL. Yeah, you know, tweakers don't care about their skin. They're too busy scratching and picking at it for 6 days straight. Damn craters in their face going like this and peeling their skin off. They don't give a fuck about their skin. Shit's ridiculous. So wait a minute. Inconvenience the consumer, but not the criminal. Makes sense. Makes sense. Rick LP says condoms are overpriced. I'm about to have a bunch of kids. Well, Rick, there's other ways to avoid impregnating a woman if that's not what you want at the time. Carly says, who's going to buy your house, Jericho? People are fleeing California. Somebody, they're not all going to leave. We got 40 million people here. Matter of fact, we just had a showing this morning. That's why I had to do the live so late, because people here checking out the house. So fingers crossed, but don't cross them on both hands. That's bad luck. Remember that shit, people. Andy Johnson, thank you. He says just subbed, like your content. I appreciate it. And make sure you guys double check to make sure that you're still subscribed, because YouTube be hating. Oscar says 3-car garage, Jericho. Yeah, it's a 3-car. Got 2, and then the garage is really long, so you can park another one here. Matter of fact, that's where I built my studio, in that where the third car spot would be. Horror 1, Jericho, are you a gun owner? Yeah, hell yeah. And I got more than one. I'm looking at one right now. Matter of fact, let's see which one I got here. Which one is Daddy got up in here? Because of course it's weird on a live stream. You can't show firearms. But if I had like a recorded video, I could. It's stupid. Listen to this. Oh yeah, we got guns. We got them. Which, hold on, I was trying to zip that up. Which I think you should, especially if you have a family. I mean, hey, family or not, if you're an American citizen, you should have a firearm. But when you have a family, you know, you got something that you really need to protect. So yeah. The Horrible One says, Jericho, which guns would you recommend for a beginner? There's no like particular gun that would be better for a beginner. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm telling you from my experience, because I didn't own guns like right when I was old enough. I didn't own my first gun until probably 5 years ago. And I just turned 44 last week. So what I did, I bought a Glock as my first gun. And I would say, yeah, 9mm, that's a decent round, but it just depends on what you need it for. Like if you want something, if you live in a place where you can carry, a 9mm would be better. 45 and up is just kind of heavy to be hanging on your hip, whether it be like an inside the waistband concealed, or even if you're carrying a holster, you know, a loaded 45, that's a serious amount of weight. That's a serious round. But yeah, a 9mm, that's easier to carry. You can get a compact, easier to conceal. But I would say just get one. Like, okay, let's just say you pick the Glock. I like the Glock because it, not only, you know, the way it feels and all that kind of stuff, and then you can get into all the accessories and switch this out, blah, blah, blah. But I like the Glock because it keeps you honest in a way, because there's no safety on it. So it's no like click it and you see the red dot and you're ready to go. Once you put a mag in there and chamber around, it's ready. It's hot. So it makes you safer, I guess, because you know you don't have that safety net of I gotta take the safety off first. No, she's ready to go. But do some homework, get a gun, get ammunition, train. There's no, oh, I go too much. No, get your ass out there. And even if you're your first time owning a gun, there's going to be some apprehension, maybe a bit of fear. Get out there, start using it, start training. If you have a course you can take, do that shit. And next thing you know, you'll have that confidence and you'll be able to handle it. Shrapnel says 380 is all right, I suppose. 380, it's a lot smaller. It's probably like half the size of a 9mm, it'll do the trick. A 22 will do the trick. It just depends on what you need it for. Home defense, a 9mm will do it. But I personally, for home defense, if I'm going pistol, I have a 45, a Glock 21, or I have a Mossberg 500. That'll definitely do the trick. But it just depends, you know. It just depends on what you use it for. But no matter what you have, shotgun, 9mm, 45, train. Distant Land Raider, the Bandit Invader says 22s aren't very lethal. Yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are. You might have to put a few more rounds in them, but a 22 will definitely do the trick. You put a 22 through somebody's fucking eye. Right here where your eyeglasses sit, this is called the brain box. This is going to be the easiest way for the bullet to get into somebody's brain. Here, it could glance. I've seen stories where the bullet glances off and goes around. And, you know, your skull is pretty hard. But right in here, this is the sweet spot. 22, whatever you got, you put it right here. It's going to do some damage. So if it's a 22, you hit them up in here, it's a wrap. But yeah, you know, you go for the major organs. A 22, definitely fucking do it. For sure. Tell that to the cabbages and watermelons my son was shooting the other day. They look dead. Oh, Mental Metalist wife says I have a 22 in my chest. So I know, damn. I love to hear that story. She also says, take a CCW class. Of course. If that's a thing where you are in California, you're going to have to pay some money. A lot of money. I think it's like $800. But yeah, if that's a thing and you want to conceal carry, do that. Consume all information and training that you can. Because the more you train, the more confident you're going to be, the easier it's going to be. And of course, nothing compares to a real life scenario. You don't know how you're going to perform until you're in that situation, but you have the best chance of being prepared, doing that muscle memory, drawing your pistol, clearing your clothing, all that kind of shit. Just train. That's it. But you have to get that gun and start training to get over that fear you might have of owning a pistol. Because I know I had it. I wasn't like fucking Barney Fife, like, but yeah, it's a pistol. It's a gun. It can kill you. But once you get out there and start doing it, oh man, it's all good. I love it. I went on Veterans Day. I took my kids out shooting on some public land. And what was cool is they asked me, Dad, can we go shooting on Veterans Day? Yeah. Oh, no. Somebody's cutting onions. So proud. It was my daughter who asked me. My son was like, yeah, let's go. But my daughter initially asked to go. So that was very cool. And, you know, hold on one second. I'm texting my mom. And, you know, parents, if your kids are older, you know, they're teenagers or they're already grown, but you've been through that teenage period in their life, you know that them at that age wanting to hang out with you is pretty cool. So I also realized that it's not only wanting to go shoot, but it's also, you know, wanting to hang out, wanting to be around mom and dad. Because at that time in your life, who do you hate more than your mom and your dad? Ew. You guys are hell-bent on ruining my life, and that's all you like to do is just ruin my life. You know, my daughter loves to say, I didn't do anything. Right. Because your mother and I, we have so much free time that we're like, honey, let's go in here and fuck with her. We have nothing else to do. So yeah, hanging out, having your teenager or your preteen, she's almost 13. She'll be 13 in January. But having your preteen/teenager want to hang out with you and ask to hang out with you and not their stupid ass friends, Yeah, you're doing something right. We only have them for so long, people. People say, oh, you only have them till they're 18. No, happens before that. Happens way before that. Or I'm trying to find a comment, but I don't know how far back it is. There are a lot of them. Because you guys are so active right now. Like, so active. Hold on a second. So now I want to play for you. Libanessa. I thought you were about to do an impression. I'm sure one will come up for sure. But I want to show you guys. So I showed you Sonny Hostin, that disgusting wench, being upset. And Trump, oh, he's Hitler. But this is why she was pissed. This is why she talked shit about them going to kiss his ring. And this goes back to my point of, why do you keep visiting Hitler?
For those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? 5 years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote. Joe and I realized it's time to do something different. And that starts with not only talking about Donald Trump, but also talking with him.
So you can still hear that condescension in their voice. So apparently the American people, January 6th, criminal convictions, that wasn't enough. You know why? She said it wasn't important enough. You know why? Because it's not important at all. I don't give a shit about that glorified rally, that glorified pep rally that you say January 6th was. I don't give a shit about his convictions because we all know it was trumped up bullshit, no pun intended. And I don't give a shit about what ugly ass, crazy as fuck lady said that he fingered her in a department store in 1996. No, look at me. Look right here, Mika and Joe. No, the American people don't care about that bullshit. You think that was going to stop us from voting for him? Some stuff that we knew was a lie? Do you not know that we have phones and computers and we can look shit up? And you're telling me that January 6th was an insurrection, but nobody brought a gun? These are Trump supporters. Remember, Obama said we cling to our Bibles and our guns. Guns is what we do. But we didn't bring any to the coup? We went to take over the government, the U.S. government. We're not talking no Banana Republic bullshit. We're talking the U.S. government. They went to take it over to overthrow it, and they didn't bring their guns. Got it. And you told me Trump sent them up there. Trump said, go get them. But then there's those pesky phones again where we looked it up and saw that he said, go peacefully. And you're telling me that it was an insurrection and these police died and the people ransacked and raided the Capitol when we looked it up and we saw the police moving the barriers and waving people in. Then you told us that guy with the horns on his head, what was it? What was that dude's name? What they call him? The fucking, you know what I mean? The QAnon, yeah, the QAnon shaman. So you told me that the dude with the buffalo horns on his head was the leader of all this, and he was bad. But then I look at don't forget that phone. I look at my phone again, And I see him getting a guided tour around the Capitol. You're telling me he was a bad guy, but my eyeballs are showing me that he was walking around with the police and they were opening doors for him. So no, Mika, that wasn't enough for us not to vote for Trump because it was a bunch of bullshit. And we're not falling for it anymore. Heidi Booth, what up, girl? She says, hi, JG, moved and stuff and haven't been able to watch. Good to see you. And I'm drinking my vodka out of my JG tumbler as we speak. Go ahead. On the rocks or not? Trump 2024. We all stuck with him and we won. Yes, we did. And it's we, not just Trump. Trump's not the only one who won. We won because the whole rising tide, all boats thing. We're going to be doing good. And you heard Heidi. She has a JG tumbler. You can have one too. You're on my page. Your little thing down there at the bottom with all the merch. I just designed some new shit last night. Check it out. Be like Heidi. That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. Pooping while standing. I never tried that. Meanwhile, none of the protesters who invaded and disrupted the Kavanaugh hearing were arrested. You mean the dude who was outside of his fucking house? Who drove from California wearing a diaper? Why would they arrest him? It's only a Supreme Court justice. Excuse me. The horror of one. Jericho, did you hear? Camel Toe had $1 billion and now she's $30 million in debt. I did hear that. But you want to give her our budget? Okay. Okay. Rick LP, why the fuck did Trump invite those two idiots? Who? What idiots are you talking about? Yes, Heidi, my beautiful wife and kids are doing great. They're related to me, so of course, their lives are perfect. I see the super chat. I will get to you. I swear. Nicholas X, that's a good idea. I might conjure up something. But that was so cool, man, to see. And it was cool to see the way that the people reacted at the UFC fight. But I want to ask you this. Did you ever see Bush go to a UFC fight? UFC has been around since the mid-90s. It used to be brutal. It used to be, so now, you know, and over the past maybe 15 years when it really got mainstream and you got all these fighters and the gear, then the merchants they sell and blah, 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 that stuff. So now UFC is like mainstream. It's the who's who. You know, who'd you see at the UFC fight? But in the mid-90s when it started with the Gracies and Tank Abbott and Dan Severn and those cats there, Ken Shamrock, Don Fry, like back then, there were no weight classes. It was just you versus him. Your style versus his style. I remember seeing a fight where a dude was, oh man, he had to be close to 7 feet tall. 600 pounds. This dude was huge. And he fought a guy who was 200 pounds. The guy that was 200 pounds fucked him up. But it used to be style versus style. Size didn't matter. So dudes were getting fucking smashed. It was bad, man. I remember it was Dan Severn fought this Muay Thai dude. Dan Severn was like 270 pounds. Fought this Muay Thai dude that was like 150. He fucked this dude up so bad. That dude, honestly, no bullshit, probably has brain damage. He picked him up and suplexed him. And a suplex is when you grab somebody around their waist, you're standing behind them, you grab them by their waist, and you jump back like this and you slam them on the back of their head. Well, he did that to that guy, and then he didn't let go. He rolled over, picked him up, and suplexed him like 2 more times after he was already unconscious. UFC used to be brutal. But it's been around for a long time. So why didn't Bush go to one? Why didn't Obama go to one? Why didn't Sloppy Joe go to one? And it's not like they need to go to show that they're a man, and that's how you show you're a man. You watch other men beat the shit out of each other. That's not it at all. But Trump going to those shows that he's connected to the people. That's what it shows. Sloppy Joe, Obama, they don't want to show that they're part. They hate us. They find us revolting. They don't want to be around us. They don't want to be down here on our level. Ew. But Trump is of the people. He's of the people as much as you can be being a billionaire. Now, does he live a different life? Yeah. We don't got his kind of money. But he understands the common man. He's used to working with the common man, being on those construction sites in New York City all those years. He understands. That's why everybody voted for him. Not only because of his what's the word I'm looking for? Not his plan, but his policy. Not only his policy, but it's his attitude. It's his demeanor. People can relate to that. He's a little brash. He's a little crass. So are we. He talks the way we talk. He gets it. The grab him by the pussy. We all understand that. You're powerful and famous and rich. Yeah, there are some chicks out there that are going to let you grab them like a six-pack. Bam. Just how it is. No shit. But they act like, oh my God, he said you can grab women by the pussy when you're famous? Yeah. Just because you guys are grabbing dudes by their asshole doesn't mean everybody does that. Some men grab them by the pussy. And if you got money and you got fame, you got influence, they're going to let you do it. They're going to line up and let you do it. I've seen it. With these right here. I know I got glasses over them, but they still work. And at the time, I wasn't wearing glasses. Didn't need them. Didn't need glasses. Thanks a lot, 40. Thanks a lot, turning 40 years old. I got these glasses 3 days after I turned 40 years old. My wife made an appointment with the optometrist. You know, shit's kind of, when you start going like this with shit, time to go see the eye doctor. She booked me an appointment. I thought I'd be in and out of there. You're fine. Nope. Came out of there with these. But years ago, when I worked at the radio station before I needed these, I would see on a regular basis going to events and concerts and stuff, I would see how some of the ladies would allow their vaginas to be used to gain access to certain areas. I saw a woman bang a bouncer. The bouncer, his name wasn't MC Bouncer, he was just a bouncer. I've seen a woman allow the bouncer to put his rigid penis in her vagina, in and out, just so she could get in the club. I've seen a rapper come off stage, point to two women in the crowd, put his arms around them, and take them to the tour bus. I've seen it. I've seen another rapper. You might know him. His name's Method Man. I went to a concert, a Method Man concert. We were backstage. He's on stage. He's not even there. This is how much they'll let you grab him by the pussy. He wasn't even there yet. His security was standing at his tour bus, checking girls' IDs and letting them on the tour bus. So when Method Man gets off stage, it's already ready to go. So for them to clutch their pearls, women, when you grab them, and they didn't even put the let part. They just said that Trump would go out there and he's just grabbing clams left and right. Come here, let me see it. Oh, gross, I don't like that one. That one's nice. But he's just out there grabbing pussy. Shut up. And the only people worse than the people who are espousing those lies are the dumbasses who believe it. You believe that somebody running for president of the United States of America is going to get on TV and say you can grab women by their vaginas without their permission? Come on. Get out of here with that shit, you idiot. That boy tackles like Joe Montana. Joe Montana was a quarterback, you idiot. Stupid ass. How can you put somebody like that in the White House? He grabs women by the vagina. Shut up. You know what happens if you grab a woman by her vagina without your permission? You can get jailed or killed for that. Stupid ass. Gangan 1, great point. Gangan 1, you seem like somebody who has amazing children, by the way. Encourage everyone to get a copy of the U.S. Constitution and study it. Know your rights as a citizen. You mean like this, Gangan 1? I got mine right here. It was free. That's my favorite price, free 99. Actually, you guys, Gangan 1, that's my mom. Hi, Mom, I love you. Thanks for tuning in. But she's right. Booyakasha. Constitution of the United States of America. Get it, learn it. Because gone are the times, or if there was there ever a time when we could trust the government to do the right thing? I don't know. I don't know at all. But I know now we can't. So definitely arm yourself with the knowledge of the Constitution of the United States, because that's what they hate. That's what they don't want. That's the bane of their existence. That is the thorn in their side. That damn Constitution. Can we get around it? Can we go over it? Can we go under it? Because we can't go through it. We got to get that damn Constitution out of here. They hate it. They hate the Constitution because they hate us. The Constitution is our power. They don't want us to have power. They want all the power for themselves. Guys, don't forget, they shot President Trump in his head, in his ear, which is attached to his head, the ear bone's connected to the head bone. They shot the man in his fucking head. Okay? They hate us. They unleashed the sweet and sour sniffles on the world. They tried to get us all sick and kill us. What more do we need to know? And they don't like, I can't even say don't like, they despise us. All they want us to do is keep our heads down, keep grinding, keep turning out that tax revenue, and shut the fuck up. And if we occasionally want to come down from our ivory tower and pluck one of your innocent little delicious children up and poison their minds so we can put our hands all over their bodies, shut up. You don't say anything. We own you. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Period. You give us money and the bodies of your children and shut your mouth. Don't question us. Don't investigate us. Give, work, toil. Toil, give me your earnings and allow these long Nosferatu clawed fingers to reach down and grab your children at will. That's what it's all about. That's why Epstein killed himself before he could get to trial. Because we know who's on that list. Trump says he's going to release it. Will that get another attempt on his life? I don't know. Heather, I will get back to doing lives this week. My schedule's a little different because I need to take a day off, but I am going to try to do my lives again, probably on Monday. I want to try doing them every Monday. Monday just feels, beginning of the week. Let's start it off with something like that. Gangan 1, right again. You can't trust the government. That is one of the purposes of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not only so we can go out and go bang, bang, bang like Yosemite Sam. That's our way of telling the government, no, we're not doing this. We've drawn the line in the sand. We are on the other side of this line with our guns. What you want to do? That's it. We've gone far enough. And without those guns, you can't say no. Without their guns, there is no. Without those guns, it's you're going to do what we say. Because our guys got guns. You think if they have us turn our guns in, they're going to turn their guns in? No. Our guns are the only way that we stay in such a prosperous position where we have the remnants of America. This is our backup. This is how we say, no, we're not doing that anymore. We've had enough. Shit. Second Amendment. Try to take it if you want to. Son of a bitch. That's right. The great neutralizer. That's what the firearm is. I used to, when I did lives like 6 days a week, I might do it again. I might start doing this segment again, but I had a segment, excuse me, called Good Gun. Because all too often, when you hear stories about people getting shot in the media, or as I call them, the mainstream mediocres, it's always a white cop shooting a black person, or a white person doing it to a black person, or a Mexican person, whatever. You only hear the bad shit that happens with guns. But I wanted to highlight stories where you hear good shit happening with guns. And all too often, I would find stories where, there was one story in particular, an elderly woman in her 80s was at home by herself. And some ne'er-do-well broke into her home. Guess who ended up face down on the living room floor with no oxygen going through their body anymore? Wasn't the old lady. An old lady in her 80s, that's an easy target. Small, frail, excuse me. Small, frail, weak, easy pickings. But when Granny got that gun, all of a sudden Granny's in charge. Shot that fool, laid his ass out. Mother was at home with 3 of her kids in the morning getting ready for school. She heard a window break downstairs. How easy would it be for her to protect herself and her 3 kids without a gun? Someone who's evil enough to break into your domicile and bring harm to you, you're either going to stop at the mom. The mom is just a minor inconvenience. What do you think they would have done to her children as she lays dead on the floor? You think they would have said, all right, kids, I've done enough killing. I'm out of here. No, the kids were next. But instead, what really happened, mom grabbed that gun, waited at the top of the stairs, and shot that fucker. Mom's alive, unharmed. Kids are alive, unharmed. That's a win. Pizza shop in Philadelphia. They come in trying to rob the place, stuck a gun in the boy's face. A 14-year-old boy took a gun out, shot that piece of shit. Mom's alive, kids alive. That's a win. All too often, I found those stories very easily, but you don't hear about that. And they try to make it sound like the gun is the problem. No, I got a gun right here next to me. It hasn't done shit. Hasn't hopped up and shot me. Hasn't done anything, because that's not the problem. I would be the problem if I took that gun and did something bad. So I might bring Good Gun back. I like that. I like to hear stories where people win. There's another story, last one. 17, I think it was a 17-year-old boy, young man, was at home with his 2 siblings. Somebody came in their house. What did he do? Got him into a closet, had the younger sibling on the phone with 911, and pointed that gun at the door. What do you think that guy was going to do? Sit down and have tea? Or was he probably going to rape and murder somebody? I think it was the latter. But that damn gun, here we go again. Bang, bang, bang. He's alive. His siblings are alive. Bad guy dead. That's a win. Careless says, breaking news. Says JG. Oh, hold on. Lost it. Hold on. That's right, Maggie B. Go, Granny, go. Pop that fucker. JG, breaking news. Joe Biden just wanders out into the jungle in South America. No. Is that for real, Careless? Let me see. Let me try to look that up. I hope it's not. My goodness, Sloppy Joe. Come on, man. Oh, goodness. Well, we won't have to deal with this shit anymore. Because Trump is not going to wander off stage into the jungle and shit his depends. No. Bloomberg, in Brazil, Biden fades out into Amazon jungle. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Biden, come on. Get your shit together. That scene in the Brazilian jungle and Manaus, however you pronounce that, offered a bizarre and meme-worthy image from Biden's 6-day trip to South America after delivering remarks from a podium set on a dirt path about the need to keep fighting climate change. He took no questions and instead turned and walked off into the trees. No! Look at this. Look at this. I'm going to show you a picture right now, and this is Biden's presidency in one photo. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I say this picture's worth 10,000. This fucker. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at that look on his face. And who's he there with? Justin. This 6-foot vagina. Fellas, you ever thought to yourself, man, I wish vaginas were bigger? There you go. Here's a 6-foot one right here. Imagine the size of the clit on this one. Is that not big enough for you? You want more of a 6'8", 6'9" vagina? Go find LeBron James. Look at his face. He's like, did I just shit myself? Or did this guy shit himself? But somebody shit themselves. This is the president of India, whose name he couldn't remember a few months ago. Wandered off into the jungle. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see if I can find video of this. Oh, fucking Sloppy Joe. Why do you do this? Why is he not in a nursing home somewhere? Why not? My mom, she's in the chat. Mom, you used to work at a nursing home. Why don't you pull some strings and get Sloppy Joe into a nursing home where he belongs? Why is he not somewhere with round-the-clock care and all the warm butterscotch pudding he can handle? Why are there not people saying to him, Mr. Biden, it's time for your medicine. Put your pants back on. No, instead, he's around the world representing us, walking into the bush. I don't know what about. Holy hell. We got video footage, people. We got video. We got video footage. We got video footage of Sloppy Joe just Timon and Pumbaa into the fucking jungle. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hit it, Joe. Come on. Load it. You're supposed to start right there, clip. Fucked up my timing. Okay, we'll try it again. 1 second.
Visit the Amazon rainforest to recommit to protecting the rainforest like this one. I issued an official proclamation to support the conservation of nature around the world.
Fix your glasses.
Some may seek to deny or delay the clean energy revolution that's underway in America.
No, Joe.
But nobody can reverse it.
Look at his glasses.
So many people, regardless of party or politics.
What the fuck? YouTube, get your shit together.
Are enjoying its benefits. Thank you very, very much.
No. Joe, no. Joe. There's nothing over there, Joe. It's just the jungle. Wow.
President Biden.
Guys, I'm going to have to do a video on that just by itself. Because he just finished his speech and then turned around and walked into the jungle. Oh, that was disgusting. Guys, he just turned around. Careless, why'd you have to tell me that? Guys, his shirt, can we start there? That shirt looked like it belonged to somebody that was bigger than him. They looked like a size or so too big. Way too much chest showing for my liking. But his glasses were like kind of crooked and fucked up. What happened, dog? And then he just turns around into the jungle, man. Down the path, took a right. And I don't know. Is he still walking now? Did he stop? Did somebody go get him? Or he's now like part of some tribe that's never seen the white man before, and he has like plant-based paint on his face with a loincloth and a spear made out of a local bamboo tree. Somebody go get him. I guarantee you, if nobody went to get him, he would just keep walking. Somebody go get him and stop him before he touches a poisonous frog or some shit like that. Oh, man. Oh, Joe. Hey, Lord 3000 says, nah, leave him out there. Nah, man. The rainforest don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. Just bring him back. He's our mistake. He just said, fuck it, man. I'm done. He just, where were you going, man? Where were you going? What's back there? Oh, I'm gonna stop. Let me save it. Let me save it for the video. But that was fucking crazy. Wow. Oh, Jungle Joe. That's what I'm writing down in my notes right now. Jungle Joe. That's all I'm writing. So when I go back and look at this later, I'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh. Anyway. That's him. That's him. Do some diff. What up? Out there in Arizona where they make heat. If you guys wonder where the sun come from, Arizona. That's where it came from. Hey, Heidi Boo says, do a Tarzan call. Joe's a voice. Oh, Heidi. Heidi. You just wait. You just wait. Leilani Mitchell, great question. She says, where's his handlers? I don't fucking know. They probably quit. They're probably like, ooh, he lost? Good. We don't got to work for him no more. He'll be out of here in January. They're gone probably. That fool and the outfit. Who dressed him? Was it hot? Is it hot there? I'm sure it is hot, but man, you get some slacks, maybe tuck the shirt in. Like you can still look nice and be comfortable in that hot weather. He's like, no, hell no. Give me just grab that shirt, fucking glasses. He's like, hey, where's it at? Where's the mic? Oof. Ain't my president. That's so big. Joelle says Jill dressed him. She tried to. You ever try to dress a toddler that doesn't want to be dressed and they stiffen up like that shit? That's probably what he did. I don't want to wear this suit, Jill. No. Well, at least let me change your diaper. Okay. He holds his own legs up. That's gross. I'm a scared thought. GJB, what up? Sorry it took so long to get to that. He said January 6th is the 9/11 to the leftists, but they don't bat an eye when it comes to the Summer of Love 2020. Got it. Yeah. I mean, and that's, I've talked about this before, guys, and I'm sure you probably have too in your circles, but how crazy is it? And you've seen the footage of Sloppy Joe and Kamala saying that. She actually said, she named Pearl Harbor, Civil War, 9/11. They all paled in comparison to January 6th. There have been police officers who have been called to house parties that were more rowdy than January 6th. And that's worse than 9/11? Pearl Harbor. These sailors and Marines are resting on a Sunday, and they are bombed by kamikaze pilots to their death in Davy Jones' locker by the thousands. But even that did not compare to that gathering on January 6th. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Marvin Law, love the name. Hey, Jericho, what are your thoughts on First Amendment auditors? Well, first of all, thank you for your generosity. Is that the same story or topic as the auditors on the college campuses that Trump was talking about? Because I don't think I've heard of the First Amendment auditors. I would think that our First Amendment doesn't need any auditing. I think it's pretty cut and dry, self-explanatory. Say whatever you want. That's it. Audit over. Excuse me. Audit done. Fastest audit in human history. First Amendment. Say what you want. Thanks for coming out. Mark's Music Obsession. Thank you, man. Says, what up, JG? How about Silky Biden telling Chocolate Patty it's time to pack up and move out? Well, let's find out, shall we? Because only Silky Biden can tell you. I don't know what he would say or how he would say it. So why try? I'll just let him get in here and say it himself. Hey, bitches. You know who this be. It's Silky Biden, ho. Kiss that pinky ring. So it looks like you bitches let me down in this election. You didn't put one of my baddest bitches in the White House, Kamala. That's all right, ho. You gonna pay is what I say. But check this out. One of my bitches that I want to talk to is Chocolate Patty. Yeah, you know that bitch as Corinne Jean-Pierre. She's one of my bitches who got curly fries as hair. Come here, bitch. What I want you to do, you better listen up close, because I don't want to say the most. That's right, bitch. I need you to go into the Lincoln bedroom and pack up my shit, ho, because it's time for us to go. It looks like Trump got the bump, and that motherfucker is back in my house. So in about 5 minutes, bitch, you better have my shit packed up or your lip is going to be fat as that girl's ass. Silky Biden out, ho. That's what it is, man. What a guy. What a jerk. Who'd work for somebody like that? Guy seems like a real asshole. But you heard what he said, Corinne. Get your shit together, pack it up, and get out, because Trump got that bump. Stupid ass. Is there anybody worse at their job than her? Just say any job, any person. Is anybody as bad as Chocolate Patty? I don't think so. She might be the worst of the worst. Well, the president, you probably never even talked to her. Every time she went in the meeting room, why is that black girl here? Did somebody order a drink? You saw it, though. You guys, He got done with his speech, turned around, and walked into the wilderness. Do you know what I'm going to do to him in that video? I'm going to make a standalone video about him going into the forest, and I'm going to have fun. Sloppy. That's why I call him Sloppy Joe. Now, you have to be of a certain age to know what a Sloppy Joe is. But that's why I call him that. He's a fucking mess. He's a mess, top to bottom. Look at him. He can't dress himself. He don't know where he's going. He thinks all the black people around him are there to serve him and touch the blonde hair on his legs. He learned a lot about roaches that summer. Tony Austin says, Jericho, I've been in the Navy 30 years now. Thanks for your naval service as well. My pleasure. Are you still active duty? Either way, active duty or retired, man. That's a hell of a career. Thank you very much. And you know what? Even if you are retired, or whether you're retired or active duty, unfortunately, you got to see the metamorphosis in the wrong direction of the world's finest Navy. I've talked to some sailors who have gone through boot camp recently, and it's nothing like it was when you or I went through. And a couple years ago when all the branches were doing the Pride Month posts and the logo and rainbow colors, get the fuck out of here. Our U.S. military is a fighting force. We kill people. That's what the military does. They train to kill people. So why are you putting rainbow bullets on the Marines' helmet on the U.S. Marine Corps' Twitter page? Why are you turning the U.S. Navy emblem into rainbow colors? Why are you allowing Ku Klux trans members to get their dicks cut off on Uncle Sam's dime? Why are they allowed in the military in the first place? I know this cat. I used to work with him. He joined the Navy a couple years ago. He said that their reveille was 6 a.m. Tony, you know that when you and I went through boot camp, we had gotten a whole bunch of shit done by 0600. Wow. Wow. Aye, aye, aye. Ryan Nichols, are you former military? Because that will depend on my response to that. Kenneth Jackson, Jericho, what are your thoughts on Project 2025? It's all bullshit. Trump has nothing to do with that nonsense. They tried to make it stick during the campaign. It's fucking nonsense. Project 2025. It means nothing. It means nothing. But man, I'm excited. Come on, January. Come on, January. Can we have a new law where he doesn't have to wait until January 20th? Can we just do it now? Can we just end Sloppy Joe's reign now? I'm sure he wouldn't mind. Sloppy Joe probably voted for fucking Trump. You see on election day, his wife showed up to vote wearing all red. He probably voted for him. Who else is running? I don't want to vote for the colored lady. Fucking idiot. Yusuf Putz, what up? What up? Hey, Oscar, don't insult Alice Cooper like that. Don't call Jill Biden Alice Cooper because that's insulting Alice Cooper. He had the song Be My Frankenstein in Wayne's World. He'll forever have a place in my heart. None the Miser says, dude might not make it to January. That's true. And that would be sad. It would be sad if Sloppy Joe died. I don't want that. But I wish we could get Trump into office earlier. Why wait? Why wait? That's like being a firefighter and you're standing outside of a home that's on fire, but you can't start putting the fire out for another 5 minutes. Why are you standing there waiting? They're here. They're ready. Go now. Go. Just tell Sloppy Joe he's going to sit by the pond and feed ducks. Where were is it? Will there be children there? And he'll wander out, pants around his ankles, right out of the White House. You don't got to worry about him. Kamala Harris. She might be a little bit more difficult to get out of the White House, but if you can somehow get like a handful of old man's pubic hair and throw it out the door, she'll go right after it. They're just suggestions. You want Trump in office now or what? We got to get them out. Promise him pudding and ducks. Give her old man's pubic hair. They're gone. Brian King B, what up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, Weezy. That's right. Ice cream. He loves ice cream. Put the pubes on the ice. Put the old man's pubes on the ice cream. Throw it. Both of them will run after it. Kill two commies with one stone. I mean, two birds. Whatever. Ryan Nichols says, soon to be National Guard. Hope WWIII does. I figure you talking shit about the Navy. Well, congratulations, man, on your service. I sure hope you don't get sent over no bullshit ass war zone. I hope they send you down to the border. That's where the National Guard needs to be. Fuck a war. You need to be down on the border, showing the cartel what's up. But of course, Army, they're going to talk shit about the Navy. That's fine. People are jealous. It happens. But we're not the ones sleeping in sleeping bags with each other. It's cold. Yeah, right. That's not why you wanted a sleeping bag with you. Whatever. But hey, I hope you don't get sent over no bullshit either. They send you down to the border to keep, here's an idea to keep us safe. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I know. What an outlandish idea. I'm Jake says, send the migrants to fight. Hey, you want to be here, right? You want to seek asylum? Well, asylum comes at a price. So here's this. Yes, this is a flak jacket. Now, I don't speak your language. This is a flak jacket, helmet, gun, bullets in gun. You shoot them. No, don't point it at me. You shoot them. You kill them. You can come back. Be a citizen. Yes, citizen. You kill bad guy. Citizen, okay? Yeah, go. I'm down for that. I'm down for some of that. Billy Loomis, Ghostface 76, no ground troops in Ukraine. I don't know. It depends on what Sloppy Joe wants to do. You think they put boots on the ground before Trump takes office? I do. This is rats on the ship, and the water is rising. They're getting desperate. Alex Jones says World War III coming. Could be. The water's making the frogs gay. Could be. Anything's telling you, post sweet and sour sniffles, anything is possible. Conspiracy theories are dead. Just like the left, conspiracy theories are dead. Yes, it could happen. These people are evil. Pure evil. It's not left and right. It's good versus evil. Only evil people would want to thrust the country into a war that doesn't want to be in the war. I don't want war with Russia. I don't want war with anybody. I say you bring everybody home, point our guns outward. Then if you come over here starting shit, we're going to fuck you up. Trump also said I heard of this via Tom Homan, that Trump is going to designate the drug cartels as terrorist organizations and hit them with the full might of the American military. I'm down for that. You keep bringing that poison over here. You keep bringing those children who go through horrific things by the hands of you fucking coyotes to get here, you monsters. The Border Patrol agents finding bloody and beaten and sexually assaulted bodies of children in the desert at the hands of you fuckers. You deserve some 726 right here. You deserve that 7.62 right here. 10x. You're evil. You try to bring that shit up here, this is what you're going to get. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Sounds kind of heartless, but who cares? Whatever happens in your country, happens in your country. Would you bring that shit up here? Oh, yeah, you gonna get it. We're gonna get in that ass like a bike with no seat. Pricks. So yeah, that's another thing. Tom Homan, the new head of ICE. Ooh. So you have these. Oh, who was it? What city was it the mayor of? I think it was the mayor of Chicago who said it. Was it the mayor of Boston? Some female mayor who shouldn't even be the mayor. They were saying that they're not going to turn over the illegals. They're not going to work with ICE to deport the illegals. And Tom Homan said, well, if you do that, section blah, 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 blah says that it's a felony to aid and abet illegal immigrants. So he said, either step out of the way or you're going to jail. Love it. How cool would it be to see the mayor of Boston, the mayor of Chicago, the mayor of Los Angeles, and many others cuffed and stuffed into the back of a government vehicle? I would love to see that. I'll put it to you like this. I'm going to need a cigarette and a sandwich after I see that footage, because it's going to feel good. Why would you not want criminals expelled from our presence, from our midst? Why wouldn't you want that? Why do you want bad guys here? We got enough bad guys that are born and bred here. Why do you want to import more? Unless you're getting something for it. Oh, Gavin Newsom too. Oh, would that, to see Gavin Newsom arrested? Oh, my heart couldn't take it. To see him arrested, that'd be more than beautiful. That would be majestic. To see that evil piece of shit put in the back of an ICE or FBI, whatever, Crown Vic, piece of shit. That's right, Larry. I know how it goes. Well, guys, we're getting to that time. Kids are getting home from school. Time to go be a papa, which is the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, my kids fight like they don't know each other, like they're not related. I have to separate them very often. I did that yesterday. We went to our neighbor's house for dinner. My kids started arguing when we were leaving, so I sent my daughter home. It was just across the street. But I said, you go home. I told her brother, you stay here, you go. Because they can't. Stop. They went to leave the front door at the same time, and all I hear is, stop, don't hit me. She hit me. He was too close. Go. Get. I'm going to throw one of you on top of the roof. Get. But despite all that, it's the greatest thing in the world. Love them. If you don't have kids, make some. It's beautiful. Find somebody, marry them, and impregnate them. And have children. That's what we need. We need Americans to get out there and have American babies. Because guess what? The terrorists, they're fucking. The illegals, they're fucking. Guess who's not? Get your numbers up. Get married. Fellas, find a wife. All right? Make some more damn kids. America can't be great if we don't got no damn Americans in it. Start fucking. And on that note, I'm going. And make sure you keep your ocular stems peeled for the video that I'm going to do about Sloppy Joe wandering into the jungle. Careless. Thank you for telling me about that. That shit is crazy. I'm so glad he's on his way out. And you know what? Just let him go. He's leaving in January anyway. Just keep letting him walk through the jungle. Put one of them air tags on him so you don't lose him, and just let him go. Yeah, he's done enough. Appreciate you guys being here. This live will be happening more often. Like I said, I'm shooting for Monday. There's something good about doing a live on Monday. All the crazy shit over the weekend, because that's what they do. They wait till the weekend. They wait till you're watching football, hanging out with your kids, and they start sneaking shit through. Fuck that. So that's right, Chrome. Hey, this isn't the mall. That's Sloppy Joe. Hey, this isn't the jungle. Or it is. Oh, come here, you little monkey. Oh, man, it's going to be fun. Watch out for that video. Thank you guys for being here. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.